what's up, guys? And so Disney surprised us with apparently the best thing yesterday, and that is our first look teaser at the Percy Jackson series coming to Disney Plus. And from what we can tell from this teaser, and even from what do we expect from the series, that this is going to be adapting everything based on the books and not the films, especially with those first two films that were not well received because it wasn't adapted everything from the books. But even though with this series, it's going to be based upon teenagers, especially as what the books are based off of. And for one way, this has the potential to be the best series, especially with this reboot and so much more. And so in this video, I'm going to give you guys my full thoughts on this first teaser, especially going through everything, and even for what we expect and so much more as well. And so if you're newer don't start like this, be sure to subscribe and click the bell so don't miss out on videos like this. And so let's get into it. And now to give you a little rundown for the Percy Jackson series coming to Disney Plus, this is going to be a reboot after the first two films that were received and that were made under Fox, especially as I had an adult cast. And even with this series alone, even with adapting everything from the books, and even so, that this is going to have a teenage cast, even with Walker Scobell as Percy Jackson, especially since the day that he got announced, that everyone was so excited that they're gonna have a young Percy Jackson, even with the cast that we have right here, Percy and Grover, and now everyone's much more anticipated for the show. And ever since that we got a first look teaser last year, but even so, with this first look teaser that's 30 seconds long, and even so, I mean this is going to be a complete reboot. And so here is the first look teaser.
The stories that I have told you about great gods and half-bloods, they are real.
Percy Jackson, we've been expecting you.
And now, from what we can tell from the first shot that this teaser opens with, is with Percy walking out of the elevator. And from what we can tell, he's probably going to be visiting the gods, and then that is for Poseidon, Zeus, and Hades. Even in the shot right here that we see Percy wearing a pearl necklace, and I think this is going to be adapting the plot from the Lightning Thief, and because this is going to be based upon the book, and even adapting everything from that first book into that series, especially for that first film alone. That was not well received, but even with adapting everything from the first book and everything from a source material, it's definitely going to be pretty exciting. And we can see in this next shot here is our first look at Ares, and I think that they in the books by Rick Riordan, he's the main antagonist, and with the Percy that he had to fight against Ares. And now this is going to be played by WWE's Edge, who's been making his debut in the series. And from what we can tell that he is going to probably be the bad guy in the series. And we also get a shot of Medusa, who we also saw in the first film when Percy and Grover were going to get the pearls. And even so, we hear the voice of this lady saying that everything I told you about Greek gods, they are real. So probably is a mother teaching him about Greek mythology as well. And now in this next shot here, we can see Percy who's in Camp Half-Blood, and even in this 6-second teaser that was released last year from D23, and we can see all of Camp Half-Blood, all of the campers who are training, and even so that this is Camp Half-Blood, and in this next shot, this is probably them playing captured the flag as we saw in the first one, but even everything that is adapting from the books is going to be directly connected into the series, especially with Rick Riordan, who's going to be heavily involved in the show. And now with the rest of this teaser at show us is a Grover with his Cedar Lake, so just like we saw from the films, and but even so we see some shots of Annabeth and Grover, and as they're going on an adventure, and we can see it in the shot right here with Annabeth as she is like probably attacking something, probably like a creature or like a bull, and that's why in this next shot we can probably see it's probably a Sally and a Grover as they're being attacked by a bull. I think this is what happened in the first film, but this is going to be everything based on the books as they're being attacked by like a bull as well. And now, even for how this teaser ends, I love the shot of all the three of them together looking at something. And we hear someone say, Percy Jackson, we've been expecting you. And now, especially with the voice and who this could be, this could probably be Poseidon or one of the gods, even with Poseidon, Hades, and Zeus. And even so, this is based upon like the bug that they're like, like multiple gods or like the three gods. And even at some, but even with someone like connected to Percy, but I think it's one of them. But even from this first teaser and everything that we could expect from this and entire show, it totally got me anticipated for the rest of the year, especially with the release date that's been revealed for December 20th of 2023. So it's basically coming out at the end of this year. This is probably one of my most anticipated series, especially for the rest of the year. But even so, I think this is Ares calling out to Percy Jackson, because it's like the same location as we saw Ares in like in that shot in the teaser. So from what we can pretty much tell is that Percy is definitely going to fight Ares. And yeah, no, with my final thoughts on this, I think that this has the potential to be a great Disney Plus show, especially as it adapting everything from the books and giving it a complete reboot aside from the first two films, and even with having like teenage guys with Percy and Beth and Grover, and even with everything that we've seen from this teaser, especially with Ares and Medusa, Camp Half-Blood, and even as we're going to see like the Greek gods, Poseidon, Zeus, and Hades, and even as we're going to be learning about Greek mythology, and even so, I mean, I'm excited for the show, especially I think Walker Scobell is like the perfect choice to portray Percy Jackson, and even so with having a young cast and adapting everything from the books. But I'm excited for the show, and I hope everyone else is excited for it as well. And so that is gonna be a first reveal. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Know what your thoughts on this first teaser, and how excited are you for the Percy Jackson series on Disney Plus as well, and your anticipation for it. Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a like and subscribe to turn on notifications for future videos, and also follow my socials, which are linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.